On Your Sideline.
Sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
Off the wall question, you and Kirby, probably some of the more demonstrative coaches on the field. Who do you think burns more calories in a game, you or him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I walked by the TV and saw his press conference today, so it don't look like he's burned too many calories. But he does have a lot of energy in the games, and he coaches really passionate. And I've given him heat before about the weight loss part. He says he's too stressed to work out.
You know what's so funny is that these two both love yoga. Kirby loves forcing his players to do yoga. Lane actually does it.
I miss Lane Kiffin. I miss seeing him after every Ole Miss game in Mississippi. He's always a joy. He's always got something funny to say like that.
And he always takes your question and takes it to left field. So you never know what he's actually going to answer until those lips start to move.
Yeah, well, we're at the halfway point. By now, most teams have played their first 6 games of the season.
Yeah, and teams looking at their playoff chances and readjusting some midseason expectations. We got the flubs, the exceeders, and those who left us a little bit shocked. Georgia, the roller coaster, you'll always buy tickets to, though. Coming into their meeting with Ole Miss, Georgia now 3-1 in the conference, 5-1 overall. His old buddy from Alabama, Lane Kiffin, comes to town. Both are meeting for their 3rd straight season as ranked opponents in for their 2nd time in 3 years in Athens in a top 10 matchup. Ole Miss hasn't beaten a ranked SEC team on the road since November 23rd, 2017. That was at Mississippi State. Dogs will try to play spoiler to the unbeaten Rebs by beating them at their own game.
Within one play window, the 40-second play clock, they're able to, everybody can do the same thing. Like we have the same, they're quick to the line, so they allow their they can talk to their quarterback down to 15 seconds in terms of communication. Then 15 and below, he's on his own. But a lot of their snaps are above 15 seconds, so they're able to communicate to him, looks, talk to him, see what's going on. It's smart, right? It's what you do in order to execute at a higher level, especially for a guy that wasn't in their system last year and is in their system now. They do a good job of finding looks, of saying, okay, well, they're in this, because defenses, if you're a good defense, you're predictable. You can't change what you do week in and week out. And they do a good job of IDing that, and they're in the right play a lot, right? They're in the right look against the look, which is critical.
Well, let's go inside the numbers. Ole Miss is one of the most explosive offenses in the SEC, top 5 in passing and rushing. Georgia was top 5 in rushing before Saturday's 79-yard performance. We will see if that was just an anomaly. Both the Dogs and Rebs are top 10 in scoring defense, though.
And really just kind of adding to that point, a key to unlocking a win on Saturday for the Dogs, getting down the field on offense much faster than they have been. Ole Miss currently has 43 plays of 20 yards or more, putting them top 6 in the country in explosiveness. Meanwhile, Georgia sits at 73rd in the same category with only 26 plays this year, going for over 20. A stat that Kirby says isn't alarming, but he would certainly like to change.
Where do you get explosive plays from? You look and you do track them. You see other people and you say, okay, these players make explosives. They need to touch the ball. Can't pinpoint or say exactly what's going to allow it. I'm comfortable with who we are, although I want to be more explosive. But being a team that can grind it out, be physical in a day and age when a lot of people don't want to be physical, it makes you different.
Well, I'll be boots on the ground on Saturday, so will Aquinas' star wide receiver, Jack Rhodes.
Yes, he will be. As of late July, he's a Virginia Cavalier, but if I had free passes to the sidelines at this game, Alyssa, I'd probably take those too. Georgia already has 2 members from the CSRA on their roster, offensive lineman Mason Short from Evans,
and corner DeMello Jones from Swainsboro. So Jack was actually visiting Georgia Tech last weekend. He gets the visit at Georgia this weekend, so we're wondering maybe there's a shakeup in the commitment portal there for him. He has 806 yards this season. That is the 5th best in the state. And Rhodes, like we said, already committed to Virginia as of right now. The SEC, though, maybe not what any of us had pictured that it would look like through the 6 games that we've seen. Texas A&M, Ole Miss sitting atop, and the only 2 SEC teams left undefeated are them. So that's pretty crazy that we're talking about 2 teams that maybe don't normally make it to the top but are now.
Yeah, I would not have pictured them there preseason, and some of the preseason favorites like Texas and Georgia now with a lot of ground to make up if they want to make it back to Atlanta. Ahead of their top 10 matchup this weekend, the reigning SEC champs currently sit at 4th in the standings. A win against the Rebs would give Georgia the head-to-head tiebreaker should that scenario pop up further down the line. What they can't control are the other two teams ahead of them. Georgia and Texas A&M do not play each other this season, and the only loss for the Dogs this season came to Alabama. While Georgia could likely afford another loss if they want to make it into the 12-team playoff, losing another conference game would be detrimental to their chances of getting to the Benz for what could be the 7th time in the last 8 seasons.
There's plenty more where that came from on Saturday. Number 12, Georgia Tech faces a tough road test against Duke. We've got all Brent Key's keys to the game after the break.